And it's time for another basic beer review. And today we've got a bottle of Dragon Stout. You probably will have seen this in Tesco. It's not in the beer section. It's over in like the foreign food section, where you've got like the Nigerian Guinness and some other bits and pieces. And they have this as well. They have the Dragon Stout, which is from Jamaica, by the looks of it. It's been brewed since 1920. It's 7.5% ABV. It's 284ml bottle, which is a 200. You don't get many 284ml bottles, do you really? And it says it's a strong stout. So, in fact, 284ml. That's exactly half a pint, isn't it? 568. Yeah, so it's a half pint bottle basically. It looks quite an old-fashioned bottle, really, like the kind you'd get mild in back in the 60s and 70s. Not that I remember the 60s and 70s, obviously. Yeah, it's imported, and there you go. So doesn't say much more about it. It's an original Jamaican stout, and yeah, and it's been around for a long time. It's been in the supermarkets for ages. I remember drinking this a long time ago when I first got into my imperial stouts, my strong stouts and stuff. I'd say 7.5%, so it is pretty strong. Let's crack the top and see what it looks like when we pour it. So let's get some in the glass, eh? Okay, so not as, oh, there you go. So we got slightly bit of a head there, bit of a maybe one finger, kind of just off-white head, really. Very dark in colour. In fact, I can't get a light. Hold it right up to light, you get a little bit of red coming through, but very, very little. It is incredibly dark, that in colour. It's basically jet black. Tiny little bit of red if you hold it up to the light, but other than that, that's basically what we're getting. It's nice creamy head. Actually, it's kind of settled to a slightly creamier head there. Let's get a nose on it and see what it smells like. So, ooh, I like the way the head is just kind of sliding down the glass there. Shows how creamy and kind of like dense it is. So it smells very similar to the nose I got off the Ziviet's Porter, that 9.5% Imperial Baltic Porter. You were getting, like, you know, the dark chocolate. We're getting coffee. Actually get a little bit of blueberry in there as well. Bit of black cherry. A little bit of vanilla. It smells really nice, actually. In fact, the more I smell it, the less it smells like the Ziviet's Porter, and the more it smells like some of the other sort of around about 7-8% Imperial Stouts. I remember the Storm Shadow by Buxton having a similar nose to it. That kind of blueberry, almost black currant in the nose there is something you don't get on all Imperial Stouts, but I'm certainly getting it from this one. So it's a little bit fruity, it's a little bit chocolatey, it's you certainly got your roasted coffee in there, it's a little bit malty. Let's see what the taste is giving us, okay? Cheers! So it tastes, I'd say, a little bit thin for a 7.5%. It's not as smooth as I would like on the entry. You get your chocolate, you get your coffee, you get your little bit of dark fruits, but it disappears quite quickly. I mean, I've had this a while ago. I remember it being sweeter than this, and I also remember it being a little bit thicker. yeah, I'd say that tastes more like a kind of a 6% Imperial Stout, maybe even a little bit less. Well, it's stout, even maybe a bit less than that. It's pleasant enough. It's pleasant enough, and it was only it was 150 a bottle, and I think it's a bit more than that. It's about 180 a bottle when it's not on club card price. To be honest, it's pleasant for that price. I mean, you're not paying like £5 a bottle for it, which some Imperial Stouts you are. It's a little bit of bitterness there, a little bit of dark chocolate bitterness. It's a little bit of a finish there. It's kind of lingering a little bit there, just kind of like a warming kind of sort of bitter finish there. Let's get the rest of the bottle in. Let's see if there's anything lingering around the bottom. Any flavours lingering around the bottom there. That's we've not got yet. Yeah, so it's pleasant enough. I'd expect a little bit more depth of flavour and a little bit more of a thick mouthfeel at 7.5%, if I'm honest. But again, it's 150 a bottle. So 150 a bottle, I'd say that's decent. Personally, I probably want to pay a bit more and get something a little bit better. But as I say, it's there's nothing wrong with it. It's there's no off tastes. It's perfectly pleasant stout. There's a little bit of sweetness there. It's a little bit treacly. You got your chocolate, you got your coffee. I'd just say it's a bit watery, really. I'd say that's the only thing I would say about it. It does taste a little bit watery to me. Maybe that's more to do with my taste buds and less to do with the beer, but who knows. So there we go. That's it, really. It's decent for the price. That's all there is to it. So until next time, have a good one.